All right, now we're going to go to Matt Klink, who is a strategist, and lucky enough to have him this evening. Now, for viewers who are joining us, Matt, hi. I just want to reiterate or tell the viewers who are just joining us, breaking news coming into the newsroom. LA Councilwoman Nithya Raman is the projected winner for the mayoral race in LA. She will go head-to-head with Karen Bass, the incumbent mayor, come November. Spencer Pratt, he was a reality star becoming mayoral candidate. It was close, but he is officially out. Matt, let's talk about these numbers. Your thoughts?
Yep. Well, look, we live in Los Angeles for the 4 p.m. dump from the LA County Registrar of Voters. And we have literally been monitoring this every night since Wednesday. It went from 40,000 to 37,000 to 33,000 to 20,000 to 7,500. And today, 3.1 or 3,113 for Nithya Raman. It's not a surprise. This is how ballots come in Los Angeles County. And if anybody follows our elections, it's just part and parcel of the way that the system was designed to work.
When we look at Spencer Pratt, and I've said this, Leland and I were talking about it, it's safe to say he brought this mayoral race, this local race to the national stage. You know, he had a lot of supporters. He's tweeting. He's very popular on TikTok. He made the media rounds. What do you think this says about the state of politics? Him being very close to Raman, even though he lost. I mean, this was very, very tight.
Well, it's tight right now. Don't forget, we still have ballots can still be accepted through the end of the night tomorrow. So we don't know what the final total of ballots that are yet to be counted remains. But what it says about Los Angeles is a couple things. It says, one, that people in the city of Los Angeles are generally unhappy. 61% of those that voted in this primary, at least, they voted against the incumbent mayor. That's not something that an incumbent wants to run for re-election on. That everyone who is voting, even the supporters of Mayor Karen Bass, acknowledge that the city needs to change pretty significantly when it comes to a number of different things, homelessness and crime being two of them that jump right out at the top. And look, I think that even though we're so blue, we glow fluorescent blue. I still think that, you know, what remains, Spencer Pratt, he nationalized this race. He made it of interest. And I think the challenge for both Nithya Raman and Mayor Bass is how are they going to keep this interest and still try to figure out how they're going to convince voters that they have what it takes to move the city forward.
The Bass team, the Bass communications person, just sent out a statement in part. Karen Bass is recognizing Raman as her opponent come November, but she wrote this. Nithya Raman repeatedly voted to allow homeless encampments next to school, daycare, senior centers, and other sensitive areas. When asked about it, she has said, I don't think a kid's going to be safer because a tent is 500 feet away from a school. You know, it's like whatever. That just came out a few minutes ago from the Bass camp. What do you think is going to happen between these candidates? How do you expect this campaign to continue going into November between these two ladies, these two women?
I think it's going to be fascinating because, look, Karen Bass is not a centrist. She is a progressive Democrat, and I'm not using that in a pejorative way. That's how she describes herself. But she just happens to be running against a Democratic socialist in Los Angeles. And the question becomes is who has the vision to move Los Angeles forward? And then the other thing, the wild card here is what do Spencer Pratt's voters do? I mean, he got almost 200,000 votes. Do they sit it out? Do they take out their vengeance on Mayor Karen Bass because she's the incumbent? Or do they look at Nithya Raman and say, I don't want to vote for a socialist. She'll screw the city up even more. That's what this next period of campaigning is going to be about, is who pulls those voters into their camp. And the candidate that does that is going to be the winner in November.
I want to go back to something you said, that ballots are still being counted until tomorrow. So do you not think Spencer Pratt is out of this race officially?
Oh, no. I mean, be clear. Ballots are still being received until tomorrow.
Oh,
they won't,
yeah, sure.
They won't finish being counted for probably 2 more weeks. But no, Spencer Pratt he's in third place. There has been no indication because we've seen every night since election night his vote total has dropped and Nithya Raman's has increased. Now, he's behind by 3,113 votes now. He will end up being behind by probably 10,000, 11,000 votes when all is said and done. He'll hold down third strongly, but I think that what his voters do in the next 5 months, that's going to determine who the next mayor of the city of Los Angeles is.
What do you think about these allegations from Pratt and our president about cheating and fraud when it came to this race and the gubernatorial race in California as well?
Yeah, I'll say pretty directly, if you can find it, show it to me, and I'm more than happy to believe you. But no one has been able to demonstrate that this has occurred. It's an easy charge to make, and it ramps up all of the crazies who think that they think that they know better. I saw social media posts. Spencer Pratt got 0 votes, which is a flat out lie. He's gotten votes in every single count that's come out since Election Day. It's just he has not gotten enough because Bass and Rahman have both gotten more. So I would love it if it exists, let's find it. But I think Leland Vitter said it correctly, is that this is the way the Democrats designed the system. And they prioritized access, and they realized that time is something that just got left off. They don't care that it takes 3 weeks to denote to indicate who won. But you know what? California voters should expect both. We can provide access, we can provide accuracy, but we deserve a timely count, and that's where the politicians are miserably failing right now.
All right, Republican strategist Matt Klink, I know this just broke, very fluid, and you dropped everything. You joined us on the phone and, of course, in person, and we appreciate your time tonight, Matt. Thank you.
Thanks a million.